And we're back. We have, I've done the graph, so you can take a look at it. The title says test scores for math units 1 and 2. We've got frequency on the y-axis and test scores on the x-axis. And now we can compare the two data sets, just one on top of the other. So the question is, which test did the class do better on? And I would say test 2, because the more of the test scores are in the higher range. Okay, example 5. The magnitude of earthquakes is measured using the Richter scale. Damage from earthquakes usually happens when the magnitude is 5 or greater. Which of these years would you expect to have had the most damage from earthquakes? And looking at this, my answer is that it's really hard to tell. So let's go to the next page, where we are going to look at the frequency polygons of the same data. Okay, so this is exactly the same data. Looking at this graph, which year would you say you would expect to have the most damage from the earthquake? And I would say 2008, because it's got the most. That's this one here, which is 2008. Okay. And the last example here is using the histograms from example 7 to generate a frequency distribution table for the data. So this is going to be a challenge because you have to look at them both at the same time. So I'm looking at the 2005 data, and let's look at the graph. Go back and look at the graph. So there I've got from 1 to 2, there's 4. From 2 to between 2 and 3, that would be 11. So we've got, let's just put the numbers down here. We've got 4, 11. Between 3 and 4, we have 20. Between 4 and 5, we have 5. Between 5 and 6, we have 3. And then we have 0, and I guess we had a 0 at the front. So I'm going to go back and write those down. So we have 0, 4, 11, 20, 5, 3, and 0. And then I'm going to suggest that you just pause the video, go back and fill in your own chart, and then come back and check against what I'm doing, okay? And I don't know yet if I can stitch these videos together. I don't know if my software is going to work for that, so I'm just going to go ahead and write this, but I want you to go and pause it and go back and do it yourself, okay? Because that's the way you check that you're understanding what's actually going on. Okay, so there's the numbers that I got. So hopefully you did okay with that. Go ahead and do assignment 2.1, and then we'll do the next video on standard deviation. Okay, see you soon.